So a while ago, I asked you guys what you wanted to see me do in WorldBox. And I got a decent amount of ideas, and I'm going to be doing most of them here today. There's going to be a plethora of challenges, and if you haven't seen the posters, there's going to be a lot going on, so stay tuned. The first idea I see here is dumb orcs who have infinite resources versus smart elves that have 0 resources. You know, you could work on the spelling a bit there, but I'm not here to judge. Let's get that done. So we're going to keep this map relatively small, and we're just going to split it in half right here. I love destroying nature. Alright, and that's roughly equal on both sides. And on the left, we'll spawn in our orcs. So we'll spawn in 200 of them. And on the right, we have our elves. And we'll spawn 200 of them as well. Now we need to change their subspecies. Now, unfortunately for mine, there actually isn't any stupidity trait, only the hyperintelligence. But how about we just give the orcs genetic psychosis, because, you know, whatever. And in the birth editor, we will give them the stupid trait. And over here on the elves, we'll do just the opposite. In the subspecies editor, in the mind section, we'll give them hyperintelligence, and in the birth editor, we will give them genius. Alright, I also did a trait rain too, so now all the current orcs also have stupid. And the current elves have genius as well. Now it's time for the resources. The elves, well, according to you guys, the elves get no resources. So they're gonna have to live in a barren desert with only cactuses to help them keep going. But on the other hand, our glorious orcs are gonna have everything. So they'll get the enchanted biome. I'm going to spawn in a bunch of resources around the corners. I'll spawn more as needed, but now let's just take a look at the village layers. Does these kingdom form villages? Alright, everything's set here. We're going to speed up time to 40 times speed. And we're going to send to year 200. And that is where we're going to start this war. And then we'll move on to the next challenge. And it is now year 200. And as we can see, the orcs have about half the population that the elves do. The last thing I'm going to do before we have these guys fight, because we got a lot of other stuff to do, is I'm going to go into both of their cultures and make them racist. Oh wow, the orcs are already racist. Perfect. Okay, sweet. Now we just, you know what? Usually I make a hole in the wall. We're just gonna drop this wall entirely. We're gonna make a giant drop in it, and we're going to start this war. It's been 200 years, so it looks like the orcs should have been able to get to most of the resources. They didn't really touch the ones down here though, but we will see. And the orcs and the elves are both losing a lot of population here. The elves still have 120 soldiers. The orcs just have 40. Most of the fighting does seem to be taking place in the orc side of the world though, which is bad news for them, as they're about to lose another village. They do. And the orcs, so I thought we were gonna win, because even though they're stupid, they just, wow. I thought the orc stupidity wouldn't have that much of an effect on them, considering the resources they have, but it's clear that in this case, the intelligence wins. The orcs are down to just their last couple of villages, and the orcs have just one village left. Just a handful of people left, as the elves make their final push. And just one orc left. And there we go. The winner of this challenge is the elves. Time to move on to the next one. And our next challenge is make Gregs fight everyone. Well, we have a nice map full of stuff still here. So, you know what? Let's just spawn about, I don't know, that's not too many. That's like, what, 60 maybe? Spawn them in the middle and, you know, just let them fight. Let's look at the population of the elves. I'm sure they'll be fine. Ooh, maybe not so much. Oh, the people are struggling, to say the least. There's still about 9 Gregs left. Let me just bag up all the remaining Gregs. Show them over here and show them what they can do. And I think all the Gregs were defeated, so once again, the elves win. You guys are insane. But unfortunately, it's time to move on to the next map, so sorry guys. So for our next challenge, we need to spawn 50 kingdoms of the same race or otherwise, and we have to give them 200 years to become all part of the same kingdom, or else there's 100 years of monster attacks, plagues, catastrophes, and all of that. Wow, that's a very good idea. So we're just gonna go with humans here, because I know it gets a bit janky when you try to spawn in other species. Also, by the way, our map kind of looks like a dragon. You see, like, here's the wings, here's the tail, here's the head, and then here's his, like, really thick legs for some reason. But let's spawn in a bunch of kingdoms. So we can see right here that there are 33 kingdoms in the world. And I know it said 50, but dude, I'm out of room. And well, I'm going to simply turn off rebellions, because rebellions would make this challenge nearly impossible. And then I'm just gonna let them run free. We're gonna change speed way up there. And they have 200 years from now. So I'll give them to year 210. And here we go. And well, it is approaching year 200, and we didn't even need the extra 10 years, as this kingdom of Jerry, kind of a weird name, has achieved world domination. Good job to them. And unfortunately, this means they get spared of my wrath. But wait, if you look at my next comment, it says zombie apocalypse. So since we're doing a completely different challenge now, you know, maybe it's time to spread the infection around a little bit. How about that? Maybe, ooh, I probably shouldn't have spread it across the entire world. About half the world's infected. Let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, that's what I thought. Ooh, that's about what I thought. I might have gone a bit over. Oh my god, look how fast the population is plummeting. Oh my god, it's destroyed. Oh, we're just losing people more and more. Oh, the last kingdoms have broken up. Oh, they're getting destroyed. With that, I think, and all humans are gone in literally like, wow, that took like so little long. Yeah, yikes. Well, time to move on to the next one. Alright, in this next one, we have plants versus zombies versus skeletons versus tumors. This is an insane fight. 4 of the most dangerous species in the entire game. Now, of course, plants don't really do much on their own, but using my power as a demigod of sorts, I can make the trees come alive. So obviously this land area they have is way too big to work, so we're going to make them a little arena, I think is a good idea. And so now all these species are roughly at 300 of each. So now we simply just need to make a little fighting area in the middle, and these species are off to fight. And fighting has begun, it's intense. The zombies are beginning to charge in. It looks like the plants are getting tag teamed. Tumors are doing well, it's hard to see. Skeletons are fighting well. Skeletons are teaming up with the zombies, so they must be on the same side here. We can make them fight after if we need to. Skeletons have their bows, and they still have a bunch of guys back here, while the tumors have almost used their entire force up already. And they're pushing in, trying to get rid of the rest of the zombies. But the skeletons are still doing some pretty mess. The trees are actually pushing in. The tumors seem to be pretty much destroyed at this point. The trees are pushing into skeleton territory. And there's still a bunch of trees back at home base here. Look at this, is literally just a bush. A bush is just going and killing everything in sight. My god, these guys are going crazy. And because the skeletons and the zombies are not attacking each other, I gave them madness and now they're going ham. And it looks like the zombies win in this department, wow. And the tumors are destroyed, so now it is ironically plants versus zombies. And to speed up this little fight here, let's just take all the remaining zombies, not that many, and shove them in the plant area. And yeah, they just got beat up on. And once again, for the 10th billionth time, we can prove that plants always beat zombies. Alright, this next idea is insane. I already have it set up here. Basically, we have a bunch of large islands here, all independent and separated from one another. But in the middle of each island is the Singularity Swamp biome, which means that anyone who walks in here has a chance of being teleported. And so people can be teleported to all of these outside islands, but also in the middle there is one giant island full of resources and valuable minerals, not to mention it's also in the enchanted biome. And the island is also surrounded by the Singularity Swamp, meaning that people have a chance of being teleported into the middle here. So basically we're going to spawn a civilization on each island, and then once someone gets settled, we're going to have them fight to the death. Alright, so each kingdom has been formed, each one's a different humanoid race, because why not, wanting to mix it up. And we're going to do a little time lapse until someone gets settled on the center. This should work, I hope this works. I made it so biomes won't try to overgrow each other. Assuming someone settled in the center at year 150, we will start this war and see who's the winner. So obviously, you probably already noticed the monkeys were the first to settle here, but there's a lot of people here. Like, you can see all the king icons, like clearly a lot of people here. Like, let's just look. There's so many different people around here. And they're also teleporting from island to island too. Oh wow, there's gonna be a lot of islands here in the middle. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, well let's keep time going to year 150 when we're gonna start this little war. And we are up to year 150. Never mind, 151. Crap, I missed it. So we can see that a lot of kingdoms, mainly monkeys, were able to get into the middle. But we had these armadillos too get up there. For some reason, they're all part of different kingdoms, which could definitely hurt them. But before we start this war, I gotta quickly do something. I gotta do my favorite thing in this game and make them all racist. Alright, now they are all racist. And we can drop the walls and start this war. So there's no alliances here, just straight conflict. All of them are at war. I actually forgot if all these species can even make boats. I know some of them can. Okay, here's the sheeps. The sheep have a nice little boat. Monkeys have some boats too. The rabbits have boats. Is their boat just a carrot? Don't see anything for armadillo boats. Actually, they have some over here. So the war has begun. Looks like the biggest ones at a disadvantage are these armadillos right here because they don't have any boats. But for the rest of them, it's all fair game. So let's see how this war goes. Oh wow, look at world population tank away. Jeez, it just halved. World population halved in like 30 seconds. See, pretty much all of these kingdoms, with the exception of a few, like split up on their main islands, but like humans are fine and the dogs are fine because they were pretty peaceful on their own island. I'm noticing the cats just keep going back and sending more and more soldiers to the humans every time until they slowly destroy them. They keep just sending the same ship back. Look, they just keep pounding, they just keep attacking the humans. Every single time. I guess slowly over time they're gonna win. I feel like they should just build up their army first and then do the attack. But yeah, I don't know. What am I? I'm no war expert. It looks like these monkeys over here have consolidated power and they've taken the island. So that's huge for them. The rabbits were destroyed, and I believe the chickens were destroyed as well. The sheep have also fallen too. Everything else, though, is still alive. Wow, the cat strategy actually worked. The humans were slowly destroyed. Wow, I can't believe that strategy actually worked for the cats. Unsurprisingly, the cats are continuing their strategy, just now it's on the dogs instead. And honestly, kind of a shocking conclusion here, as I believe the armadillos are about to win. And they don't have boat technology, so I'm just gonna give them a straight path to the last of the cats, because what are you gonna do about it? And I want to see if they can win this here. And they go fight the monkeys, and they did it! The monkeys have been destroyed. And shockingly, in this mess of a map I have made, your winner is the armadillos. And last but not least, we're going to do this suggestion where we take a very powerful small kingdom, which we've named the Powerfuls, versus an alliance of a bunch of weak kingdoms, which are these guys. And as you can see, they're just a bunch of independent kingdoms. So, how are the Powerfuls exactly very powerful? Well, if we take a look at their subspecies, they're different from the rest of the Homo sapiens around. They have a number of traits. Now, I wouldn't call them super overpowered, but they're pretty overpowered. More intelligence, more builders, a lot of the body traits that gives you more strength, the talent of blood which can help you heal, birth editor, they get genius, ambitious, lucky, strong, fast, tough, and in their genetics, the only thing I changed here is I took every single setting and set it to the max. So for example, this health 5 right here was health 1, I just changed it to health 5. So all of these are normal except for up to the max. And like usual, you're gonna have your favorite thing, a sweet little time lapse with some awesome, let's go with elevator music this time, and then we'll see you at year 200. Alright, we're finally here at year 200. The powerfuls are looking pretty powerful right at 270. The normals are at 2700. So the powerfuls are exactly a tenth of what the normals do. So now everyone knows what happens next. If you don't, I'm shocked you haven't by now. We have to make everyone racist. And you're racist. You're already racist. And so on and so on. You get the idea. Alright, now that everyone's sufficiently racist, we can start this war. We're gonna put just one entrance for the normal people to get access into the powerfuls, and then turn on angry villagers, and we start this war. This war might be close, but I feel like it's more so that the normals are either gonna win very easily or get crushed. I'm not sure if I made the powerfuls too powerful or not powerful enough, so we'll see. As conflict begins, we see the rainbow assortment of different flags charge in. They're losing people quickly, but the powerfuls are too. It's actually really even right now. For every 100 the normals lose, it seems the powerfuls lose 10. They're all gathered at the gate for a quick fight. If they charge in at once though, it seems like the powerfuls might be the ones destroyed, but the powerfuls actually have the advantage now, slightly. Oh, the normals are losing so many people. Look at all of the different soldiers at the gates. Let's speed up time here. The powerfuls are slowly ticking down in their numbers, while the normals are just flying down. I think the powerfuls are definitely in the lead. And they're actually even starting to get out there some more. They just destroyed that entire army that was at their gate. And they're starting to take villages. Or more so, sorry, destroy them. Because remember that they are racist. And the powerfuls are starting to get out there, and they 1300. The powerfuls are winning. I'm not gonna lie, I had no hope in them. I thought the normals just by their sheer numbers would win, but the powerfuls are just obliterating anything in sight. Because the powerfuls aren't even like that overpowered. They're just humans, but it's really only slightly better. The powerfuls have even taken a few villages, which shouldn't even be possible, but I mean, it is what it is. As time speeds up even more, the powerfuls are only getting more powerful, while the normals are crumbling at the seam. And this war is ending quickly. What an ending. Jeez. And the last village is falling, and there it goes. The war is over, and the powerfuls are your winner. Superhumans. That was probably the best thing I've seen. That was really cool. But with that said, that'll be where today's video ends. This filming took me like 2 hours, so hopefully the video is not too long, but it might be. Even if it is, I really enjoyed doing this. I might do this again sometime. So if you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, join my Discord, or become a channel member, and I'll see you in the next one. Farewell.